Okay, so if you are watching this, you are absent today, Wednesday, September 21st. So you are going to need a couple things for this lesson. The first, you can go ahead and go to Google Classroom, and once you're in Classroom, I want you to click on the About section, scroll down, and you'll see lesson materials for September 21st. So this is for the story, The Foghorn by Ray Bradbury. I want you to go ahead and open up the actual story itself, this first link, and then open up um, the Foghorn vocab. So with the vocab, you can either print this, and this will be due when you return, or you can make a copy of it electronically and then share it with me once you've typed in your answers. So the first thing that we're going to start with is the vocab. So I want you to have the vocab out, and I will go ahead and go through the slides with you so that you can write down the definitions. The first thing that we'll do is we're just going to start with the middle column under meaning, and those are the definitions, okay? All right, so the idea here is that I'll show you the slide, and then you can go ahead and pause after each slide so that you have time to write down the meaning. So this is pronounced apparatus, and underneath the word is the definition that you'll write down in the middle column. Okay, this word is pronounced subterranean. Go ahead and pause this and write down this definition. This word is pronounced primeval. Go ahead and pause and write down the definition. This word is pronounced torment. Okay, go ahead and pause. This word is pronounced concussion, and you've probably heard of this. You may have even experienced it before. Okay, this last word is pronounced lament. So go ahead and pause. Get all these definitions down in the middle column. And once you're ready, you're going to go on to the very right-hand column, which is asking you to use the words in a sentence in your own words, or to draw a picture that represents that word to you. So go ahead and pause me and work through that right-hand section. Just know that I am not looking for perfect sentences. I understand that the words might sound a little funky because this may be the first time that you're hearing this word. So give the sentences a shot, or go ahead and draw them. Okay, so after you've got the right hand section done, I would like to see that whenever you return from class. We are going to go to our text, so I'm going to go ahead and open it up. Okay, and in our text, what we did today is we annotated for vocabulary words, which I won't have you do. We're just going to skip that step. But we also annotated for elements of suspense, such as foreshadowing and tone and mood. So I would like you to maybe have a piece of paper next to you, or possibly even print out this story. It's up to you. So you can pause now to figure out whether you want a scratch piece of paper to take notes on, or whether you want to print the story. Okay, so now that you've got paper, whether it be the story or notebook paper, this first paragraph here, I want you to give it a read through. And we're looking for word choice that creates a mood for the reader. And remember, mood is how you, the reader, feels based on the words that the author chooses. So we're going to read through this first paragraph, and I want you to find two words that you feel like create emotion, an emotional response in the reader. So I'd like you to write these two words on your scratch piece of paper, or I want you to highlight them if you are able to print this out. Okay, so hopefully you paused me and you found those words. You may have come up with words like shuddering, great deep cry, possibly, let's see, lonely, okay, gray sky. So now I want you to reflect on what all of these words, shuddering, gray, lonely, deep cry, what are they meant to make the reader feel? And so this is going to be the mood that Ray Bradbury is setting for his story. Okay, so go ahead and read through this first page here. And I actually want you to read down to, let's see, oh, the sea is full. Okay, so pause me, read from that second paragraph down to, oh, the sea is full. Okay, once you've done that, we were looking at these several paragraphs for foreshadowing. Remember, foreshadowing is a hint of what's to come. So I want you to look through them, and I want you to highlight or write down different phrases that you think the author is using to hint to you that something is about to happen, that something is suspicious. So you may have written down, a lot of students did, the idea of the tower declaring itself with a monster voice. So authors always do things intentionally. Nothing's on accident. So this comparison of the tower to a monster may be a hint. We're not sure of what yet, but it might be. Okay. Also, students have picked up on the idea of, oh, the sea is full. Okay, but full of what is the question? You may have picked up on the fact that a whole bunch of fish swim up to the tower and just kind of stared and looked at it, so that gets us thinking that the tower is something special to the animals of the sea. So from here on, I would like you to just continue to read and just jot down words that if you feel like create and add to that mood for the reader. In class we said the mood was kind of sad, depressing, mellow, so any word that kind of puts you in a down mood would probably fit for this story. It's a little bit depressing. So again, as you read, this is 10 pages long. It's one of our longer short stories. I want you just to write down or highlight words that you think help create the mood for the reader. And if you see any foreshadowing, feel free to write that down as well. And that's it for what we did in class today, just vocab and annotating on our story. All right, give it a shot and ask me if you have questions when you get back to class.